Tim, you got some help tonight. You got help from just about everybody you were on the floor with, it seemed like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was, we down a lot of bodies right now. So, it's going to be a group effort. We're going to, I think I could come out and try to, be a hero and try to take it upon myself and do everything. Or I could, play a team game and, empower other guys and give guys the opportunity to do what they're capable of doing. We know what Hoodie is capable of doing with the opportunity. He can score with the ball in his hands. He can use pick and rolls. He can post up. GT can score with the ball in his hands. He's a great catch and shoot guy. He can put it on the floor and pull up. He can get to the rim and draw fouls. Ennis, Melo, I mean, guys are capable. And, we got a lot of guys that are capable of doing things. And if we're going to win games and not just, compete and come up short, and it has to be a collective effort. And, I think tonight, especially, everybody played well. Everybody stepped up and brought a lot to the table. And, that's why we won this game.
Dave, you think you got more of a Robert Covington kind of game from Robert Covington? This is the guy that we've seen in the past in the league, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a long season. You go through shooting struggles. You go through great shooting stretches. You never know when a guy comes to a team when they're going to get comfortable and when things might click for them. But we just continue to trust him, and have faith in him. When he's open, we swing the ball to him. When we see his guy helping, we hit him. And, we need him to make those shots. And I think, like I said before, in a game like tonight, we got to be able to count on each other and give each other the opportunity to get things done. And tonight he made shots. He rebounded the ball well. He was communicating. He was active. And, that's the kind of effort and game that we're going to need from him. We're going to be a good team going forward.
Next question, Casey Holdall, Trailblazers.com.
Damian, you don't do the wrist tap very much anymore, and you didn't do it tonight, but you did look at your wrist there after you made that last three. Why? I guess as someone who's turned in a lot of these performances like this, I'm curious why you felt that way tonight.
It was just we've been having guys dropping left and right. We've been dealing with a lot. And I've been dealing with some nagging things myself. Even coming into tonight, I felt like I could barely move out there to start the game. And I was even thinking, like, man, should I have just sat last night or sat tonight or whatever, just because I didn't feel like I could move well. But just in my mind, I was pushing and fighting through that the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know how important this one was for us in our season. And I just in that second half and down the stretch, specifically, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna close this one out. So I think because I had that going on in my head, and I was, really assertive down the stretch, just trying to make plays and score the ball. That's just how I felt on the inside, and just knowing after I hit that shot that pretty much closed the game out. That's just how I felt at that moment.
Next question, Aaron Petros, the Oregonian.
Damon, at one point in the fourth quarter, you guys were up, like I think 114 to 100, and then they came back and made it 122, 118. And from that point on, with 4 minutes to go, you guys shut them down, held them to 3 points. Can you take me through that 4 minutes? Like, what did you guys do differently in that stretch than before? Was it just the missing shots, or was it you guys?
I mean, we know that they never change the way they play. They trying to push the pace. They shoot threes. Russ is gonna put his head down and try to get to the rim and get contact. Brad is gonna be super aggressive, and they're gonna make runs. We know that teams are gonna make runs, and we aren't perfect, and we didn't play perfect. We made a lot of mistakes. We had miscommunications. And they cut the lead, and we came into the timeout, and it was like, all right, man, we got to tighten up. We got to rebound the ball. We got to get stops. We can't have miscommunications right now. We worked too hard to, allow them to, come down and just push the pace and pick up and, cause turnovers and shoot three. and turn it into the kind of game that they wanted to be, so they can, steal a game from us, like they did versus Brooklyn. And we just tightened up. We started to communicate. We were more active. We put together stops. We had really good defensive possessions that we finished with rebounds. And on the offensive end, we just got quality possessions. We weren't in a rush. We set screens. We went to the actions that we wanted. We got the people involved that we wanted, and we closed it out.
Nice. Got time for 2 more questions. Jimmy Hudson, NBC Sports Northwest.
Dame, you were talking about the nagging injuries, and Coach Stotts mentioned with Simons that he's dealing with a hamstring injury. Did you talk to Ant, and do you know what happened there?
I didn't even know. I didn't even know until, he just kind of let us know, like, all right, the rotation going to look different. We're going to have to put some guys in. I know he put CJ in today, for a stretch. And that was when I really was like, is he hurt? And I remember during the timeout, I went up to Ant and I was like, you good? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, well, you need to go say something. Like, you need to go say, I feel fine and I can play. Because, we all dealing with stuff. Obviously you want to be smart, but if you feel comfortable enough to play, then you need to speak up and say that, because this is a game that, we shorthanded enough. And if you feel good enough to be out there doing what we need you to be doing, then you need to speak up. And he was like, all right. And that was that.
Final question, Jason Quick, The Athletic.
Dame, what's making it difficult for you to move well?
I think I think going back to like my 5th year in the league, I've always had this abdominal issue, where like it just locks up and tightens up and it's hard to move. And usually it's like a massage and cold tub and a lot of activation stuff that I do. But usually it happens in the preseason, like when we get back to camp and start moving around and, all the contact and 2 practices and stuff like that. And then it goes into the preseason and, by the time we start playing, I kind of work through it. But this year, when we came back from the bubble, I worked with a PT. I was doing a lot of training around it to try to, get around having this issue. And, it was going well. During camp, I didn't feel it. Preseason, I didn't feel it. Our first, 14, 15 games, I didn't feel it. And then against OKC, I got bumped on a play and I tried to brace myself to stay on balance, and I felt it kind of like it irritated. And then each game after that, it's just been, getting irritated. And against Houston, I think it was against Houston, I got bumped in the 3rd quarter and I couldn't move. You probably remember some possessions down the stretch against Houston where I just couldn't turn the corner, and it was because I just couldn't move well. And then, each game from there, I've been managing it. It's not something that's like that I'm concerned with or nothing like that. But it's just it's nagging. It's kind of like it's irritating and it stops you from moving how you want to move. But something that it's not new. Something that I've always dealt with. It's just coming at a different time of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Oh, go ahead. Quick, you got one more?
Yeah. Hey, I talked to Zach today, and he mentioned that
Zach who?
Collins. And he mentioned that he thinks you guys are going to be okay because he likes the vibe of this team. And I'm wondering that if you have any thoughts on that, about the vibe and how you guys have been and interacted.
I think we always have a good vibe, but I think last season, it was just like, we got Nurk was out for a long time. Zach got hurt. We had a lot of like new guys that came from different places. It was different. We had good energy about us, but I think last year we were more in a funk. It was more frustration. More irritated. It was a lot more of that throughout the course of the season because we were coming off Western Conference Finals. We expected a lot better. We were struggling. All those things kind of caused it to be like this different. It wasn't, the energy was optimistic, but it wasn't great. It wasn't, always positive and upbeat. And I think with this group, we do have that. We came into camp, everybody was excited. We felt like it was going to be a good year. And I think that's what he means. You know, Zach was around the team a lot, you know, before he had to go have surgery. And it's good energy around our team. You know, we work out together. You know, it's a lot of interaction in the locker room. It's just really it's genuine good energy, you know, around the team. You know, even through our struggles. And I think once we do get healthy and all of our guys come back, us having that type of positive energy and guys being forced to kind of grow because of the opportunity that's been presented is going, you know, we're going to be okay because of it.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, Damian.
So.